Hey guys, like I said in the deck tech, this week we're going to be testing out the Esper artifacts. It was a theoretical build, so after some discussion with a few friends of mine, people you see in the forums and in the comments sections, I'm going to show you the updated deck list. So still got 3 Mirror Smith. Used to play 4 Sanctum Gargoyle, trimmed down to 3. Replaced the Cloud Shifts with 4 copies of Vapor Snag just to have a bit of interaction with the opponent's board. It causes a bit of life loss. Only costs 1 mana, which is pretty important. Still got the Sculptors, trimmed the Courier's Capsule. Still got Master, still got this. Added 2 copies of Traveler's Amulet, and I also cut from 23 down to 22 lands. So I'm playing pseudo 24 land with 22 plus the amulets, but the mana is a bit of a problem in this deck. So Amulet can hopefully help shore that up a little bit. Cut all the 6 drops from the top of the list, and instead are going to play 4 copies of Esper Cormorants. It's just a 3/3 flying artifact creature for 4. But of course, we can get the discounter. So it's only a small bit smaller than Charting Sphinx, but the mana cost is much cheaper. Plus, Obelisk in this deck is 6 mana to cast, and then you gotta spend 2 mana every turn to activate it. This is a tap out deck. You know, every single turn it wants to spend its mana. So another thing the amulets are going to let me at least try to do is cut back on the number of enters the battlefield tapped lands. So let's have a look at the new mana base. I've still got the Sanctums. I'm playing 4 Orjov Guildgates. So I'm eschewing the Azorius and Dimir completely. Getting all of these give me white and black tapped, so hopefully we can get one on the first turn. And I'm playing 10 basic islands so that we can have all of our colors hopefully off of that. And the amulets are going to let us fetch up black and white if we don't get it. So that's the plan. 22 lands, 28 creatures, 10 spells, and a total of 31 artifacts. Alright guys, I'm going to use my newfound transition skills, and hopefully we'll see you in a gameplay shortly. Alright guys, let's take a look at our opening hand. Double Island, triple Vapor Snag, Courier's Capsule, and Mulligan. Here we're looking at 4 mana, but we've got a Tidehollow Strix, a Master of Ethereum, and Esper Cormorants. So we've got 2, 3, 4. It's a pretty decent curve on the play. So let's just drop the Arcane Sanctum into play and pass it over to One-Handed Bandit, the Mastermind. He's playing a 60 card deck, but he has Mulligan to 5. I guess at least he's on the draw, so it's a virtual Mulligan to 6. In a weird kind of way. He starts with the Swamp and passes it over. We, however, are just going to play the island and get the Tidehollow Strix in play. And next turn we can follow up with the Master of Ethereum, potentially. Depending on what he shows us. Maybe if he's playing red, I don't play a 2/2 Master. Play Capsule instead, but we'll see. See what he's up to. He's got a Swamp, now he's got a Plains. So it's Orjov starting off. Could be more, of course. We'll find that as the game goes on. We've got 2 power in the air. Let's see if he's playing the life gain deck. Usually when you see Plains and Swamp, that's what you're up against. So, I mean, he could have an Ulcerate here, Righteous Blow. But I think Master of Ethereum is still the play. Do I think Master of Ethereum is still the play? Actually, I don't anymore. I think I play the island. Actually, I think I attack for 2 and see what he does. That's what I think I do first, but honestly, I'm probably going to play the Sculptor and sneak a Capsule into play for 1 mana. Then probably play the Cormorants and worry about Master later on when I've got a bit more of a board when he's bigger. So let's play Ethereum Sculptor here. And then let's get a Capsule into play for 1 mana. Okay, here we go. And let's pass it back. Do we have a Raise the Alarm? Nothing at the end of the turn. But again, he mulliganed to 5, so this is... it could be symptomatic of that. He's playing red now, so he's playing triple color deck, and he's got 3 basics on a multiply. That's not the worst thing in the world, I guess. Now we're looking at a Brain Maggot. So he gets to look at our hand and grab a card. If I were him, probably take the Master of Ethereum. But Cormorants, is still a good card. So, we're still going to get to cast that this turn. And he's going to put an Ethereal Armor on his Brain Maggot. So, since Brain Maggot is an enchantment creature, it counts for Ethereal Armor, so picked up an Esper Zoa. But honestly, I'm just going to get the Cormorants into play. First things first, let's swing for 2. I suppose if I played Esper Zoa, I could also crack the Capsule, but then I'd have to bounce something, and that's just going to slow me down. We'll save Esper Zoa for later. Right now, let's just get a 3/3 flyer into play. And let's try to clock him in the air. But yeah, Ethereal Armor and Brain Maggot is nice. It's a nice combination. Ethereal Armor gives you, oops, that's my Master of Ethereum. It gives you +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. And the Brain Maggot is an enchantment creature. So he's playing looks like a Mardu kind of enchantment / heroic deck, which is pretty interesting. So let's see if he decides to attack with the maggot here. It's a 3/3 first strike. And, you know, most of my main creatures are attacking in the air, so I'm not sure why he wouldn't attack there, because his brain maggot's not going to be doing anything on defense. So let's just attack him for 5 in the air. Question is, do I play an Esper Zoa here? Do I play an Esper Zoa? I honestly think I'm going to crack a Courier's Capsule like this and draw 2 cards. And it's a Sanctum Gargoyle and a Biden Athasa. And do I play? I think I'll play an Esper Zoa this turn, honestly, and then next turn I can just bounce up the Sculptor. Since I've got plenty of mana, I'll just put some flying power on the board. So yeah, that's what I'll do. Let's put an Esper Zoa down. Now we've got 9 power in the air, and he's got 11 life. So we'll see how that goes. Interesting to see a Mardu deck. Really don't see them very often. He's got another maggot here, so it'll be interesting to see what he takes here. I mean, he can't deal with the flyers I have on board already, so... I mean, he probably takes Biden, I don't know, because that's a lot of card draw if I cast that next turn. At least Courier's Capsule, you know. No, he took the Sanctum Gargoyle. I've only got Courier's Capsule in the grave, so... I don't know about that. I mean, Biden's going to draw me 3 cards. So he is going to attack now with his 4/4 first strike. I feel like he should have attacked with the 3/3 last turn. So we're just going to take 4 here. And I'm very definitely going to Biden and swing in the air. Very definitely going to do that. After he watches his damage effects. So yeah, I'll have to bounce my Ethereum Sculptor. Then I'll play Biden and get him down to 2 and draw 3 cards. But he's just, I guess he just conceded the game once he saw my hand. I don't know. Here comes the Esper Zoa trigger. Gonna take the non-flyer back into my hand. Picked up a Vapor Snag. So interesting, I could Vapor Snag. I can kill him this turn, honestly. Because I can Vapor Snag this. Has a Master of Ethereum underneath it. Oh, he has a God's Willing. Okay. That's interesting. So I don't get my Master of Ethereum back. That would have, you know, given me lethal. And now I don't get to cast my Biden. Okay, dude. Cool. I'm still going to attack you for 9. Still going to do that. And then I'm going to play a Sculptor and a Capsule. So that kind of annoyed me. But, you know, I mean, he had to do that to not die. So let's get Sculptor into play. Let's cast Capsule for 1 mana, which we can just bounce. And let's pass it over to him, see if he can deal 16 damage this turn. I highly doubt it. Definitely don't think he can. He's swinging in with everybody. So, yeah, let's just take that, because I'm sure he's got some type of... I was going to say Swift Justice. I knew he had a targeting effect. That's why I didn't commit my Sculptor there. But, you know, I don't think it's possible for him on that board to deal that much damage. Who knows? Maybe one of you guys can figure it out, though. If you do, let me know. So I'm just going to bounce up the... what'll I bounce up? I'll bounce up the Capsule, and let's just... could have Safe Passage, I suppose. So let's just do this. But he could also have Shock. So let's add this to the mix. And let's see what happens. And there it is. I guess he could have had Righteous Blow on top of all of that. You know, but he only had 2 cards in hand. You know. So anyways, yeah, that felt pretty good. Alright, let's hopefully get another game in. Thanks for watching this one. Alright, this opening hand only has 1 mana, so that's mulligan. This one here, we got 2 Sanctums, 2 Islands. We have a Mirror Smith and a pair of 4-drops. On the play, I think it's good enough considering the mana base in a turn 2 Mirror Smith. So, gonna keep it, especially, you know, two Arcane Sanctums in the opening hand. That's some pretty strong mana. Playing against a 100-card fat stack. On a mulligan to 6. Cohesive Fool starts with Dimir Gilgate. This should be fun. He's gonna kick my fucking ass. That's the first thing I think, honestly, when I play against 100-card decks is, oh my god, this guy is just gonna kill me. That's the first thing that I think. And he's pausing the timer here to have a look at Mirror Smith. So we don't have a follow-up play next turn unless we draw one. We've got 5 land already, which is pretty high. Man, he's taking a long time to have a look at that. Must be a new player. Maybe I'll send him a shout after the game. Find out. You know, try to help him out a little bit. We'll see how it goes. So anyways, he's played Dimir Gilgate. Wouldn't surprise me to see a Boros Gilgate at this point or something like that. There's a Golgari, so at least it's, you know, he's only shown us 3 colors so far, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Let's see if we can pick up an actual play here, an artifact play. It's a Vapor Snag. It isn't, so let's just attack for 2. Get the other Sanctum into play. And go from there. Yeah, there we go. We're just beaten down with a naked Mirrorsmith. Alright, so the Cormorants is going to trigger that next turn, but you know, I'm not going to have any mana left to pay for it, which is unfortunate. I'd like to pick up some cheaper triggers here now. He's playing a Chasm Skulker. It's 3 mana 1/1, and whenever he draws a card, it goes up, and then when it dies, he gets a bunch of squids. Vapor Snag is really good against that. And honestly, Ethereum Sculptor was a great pickup, because I can cast this, and I can trigger the Mirrorsmith to make a token. And then the Sculptor will help us on future turns pay for that Mirrorsmith. And we have the Vapor Snag right now. I'm not going to offer the trade here, because I do have the Vapor Snag. If I didn't have the Snag, I would probably swing there and see if he's willing to trade. But the Vapor Snag can bounce that and reset all those +1/+1 counters. So I'm not too worried about it. He's going to cast an Elvish Visionary here. He's going to draw him a card and put another counter on his Chasm Skulker, so he gets to swing for 3. Not even going to start thinking about jump blocking yet. I'm still on 20. And we've got a pair of flyers here that we can get out on the following turns and start going wide. I mean, I guess he was afraid of a gang block there, you know, but yeah, I'm not going to cast Vapor Snag here. It's going to be pick up another land. Wow. Just going to put it into play here and cast the Esper Cormorants, trigger the Mirrorsmith. Yeah, let's get another token in play. And a 3/3 flyer. So, we're starting to go a little bit wide here. But it's not time to start attacking with tokens yet, I don't think, because one of them has Summoning Sickness and the other one will just get eaten by the 3/3. So we'll keep Vapor Snag up here. I think, depending on what he does, considering how wide my board is going, I may just Vapor Snag that at the end of his turn. Depends if he taps it or not. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it's a bit premature on the Vapor Snag. You know, don't want to come too early here. So he's got a 4/4 Skulker. He's got a Visionary. He's got 3 mana. He's going to Cultivate, which is fine. He's just going to fix his mana. So it's okay with me. That's okay with me. So I wonder if I don't just jump block with a Sculptor here and then just get it back via Sanctum of Gargoyle and recast it. Something like that. And now he's going to put out an Elvish Pioneer. My favorite card in the game. Absolutely favorite card in the game. Actually, no, Elixir is my favorite card. Elixir of Immortality, that's my favorite card. Yeah, I'm not going to snag that. Sure, he's not even going to attack. Why would I need to snag? Picked up a Glaze Fiend. Okay, here we go. First things first, let us attack for 3. I'm thinking about bringing the tokens. Thinking about it. But we're not quite wide enough yet, so let's just swing for 3, taking the 15. Let's play Glaze Fiend here for just 1 black mana. Let us trigger the Mirrorsmith, get another token. And we will save Sanctum Gargoyle for next turn as a double trigger for that Glaze Fiend. I was going to say a Gaze Fiend, but nope. It is not a Gaze Fiend. It's Glaze. There's an L there. Alright, now he's got a 5/5 Skulker. I don't know why he's playing that card if he's not going to attack with it. It was on 3, he should have attacked. It was on 4, he should have attacked. I mean, even if I gang block it when it's on 3, I lose 2 cards. Or, you know, a card and a token, and he gets a bunch of squids. So, I mean, I still think he comes out ahead in that respect. He's playing a Talrand here. That's actually pretty scary no matter what. And he's going to Artful Dodge. It's going to make a Drake. And so his Artful Dodge is going at the Skulker. So I think now that he's tapped out, I think I snag. Do I snag the token? Can I kill him? How much? Can I kill him? Do I snag the Talrand? I don't care about the 5. I really don't care about that. I'm going to snag the Talrand. Probably a mistake. Probably a huge mistake. But I think now I can beat him in the air pretty quickly. So we'll see. Gonna take 5 here, go to 15. Yeah, that Talrand can get out of control, and I need to win in the air, so let's make him recast it. Picked up a land, which is fucking fantastic. Nothing in the graveyard here for me to pick up. I think I'm just gonna have to. Pay 3 mana for my 2/3 flyer because I want to double trigger my Glaze Fiend, so that's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna cast it, trigger the Mirror Smith. That'll put a token into play, trigger the Glaze Fiend. This will get me a 2/3 flyer, trigger the Glaze Fiend again. And now we're just going to bring the house, with the exception of Mirror Smith. Got enough mana now. If he double blocks my Ethereum Sculptor, actually no, he's got a 2/2 flyer. But still, if he blocks there, that's 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, he's still in pretty bad shape. But I'm not going to commit to Sculptor. No, I'll just bring the tokens. I mean, he can eat one of them with his 2/2 flyer, but that means he's not blocking a flyer, so yeah. So I imagine next turn we'll just see Talrand come back out and the flashback Artful Dodge. He's going to lose his creatures to my tokens here, which is fine by me. It's completely and utterly fine by me. But I'm playing a 22 land deck here, and I've got 7 out of my top 13. That's pretty bad. So luckily we've got the Mirror Smith, you know, that we were able to get a board presence off the triggers, and I guess, you know, in that sense, drawing all that mana. It's not the worst. I'm going to sandbag this in hand here. There's no sense playing out a 7th land and letting him know my hand is empty. So now he's gone up to a 6/6 Sculptor. He's still got the Artful Dodge in the graveyard, Talrand in his hand. He can do both of those here this turn and smack me for 6, take me to 9, and make a Drake. But my board is pretty wide, and I just need to pick up a single artifact, and my Glaze Fiend will be a 4/5. Got 31 artifacts in the deck. Now he's playing a Tidehauler Strix. Never saw that coming. He's playing the 2/1 Artifact Flyer, Death Touch. It's pretty good. Pretty good defensive creature. He's going to play Advocate of the Beast, which is here we get to see the synergies in the 100 card fat stacks. He's playing a Beast deck. He's playing an Artifact deck. He's playing a Talrand deck. He's playing a Chasm Skulker. He's just playing a deck. That's what he's doing. So here we're going to cast Cormorants. You know, we're going to trigger the Mirror Smith. We are going to pay 1. And we're going to trigger that Glaze Fiend. And Cormorants is going to land. And we're going to trigger that Glaze Fiend again. And if he blocks my highest power flyer, which is the 4/5, and my 2 highest power creatures, I mean, I think he's just dead. Is he just dead? He's not just dead yet. No, he's pretty damn fucking close. So let's see. Let's just turn him sideways. He can block the Glaze Fiend with his Death Toucher. And he can block the Mirror Smith, which I'm going to keep, actually. So let's live on the wild side. Let's lock it in. That looks like a lot. And, you know, I've got blockers. He's got an Artful Dodge in the graveyard, but I don't know. I just don't feel the need to do some high-level math here. I think that this is just a pretty clear. This is a pretty clear win. Not on this turn, but he's got 4 cards in hand. You know, again, he's playing the fat stack, so. But I think that's the right attack. Takes me down to 4. You know, we still got a pair of Cormorants and a Sanctum Gargoyle in the air. Got a Mirror Smith on board. So, yeah, I think we're still doing fine. But that Chasm Skulker is ever growing. And he does have the Artful Dodge in there. So maybe Hunter's Prowess plus Island into Artful Dodge or something. I don't know. Something foolish like that. That still wouldn't kill me on this turn. So he's going to have to do some serious air defense here. And, you know, he's not playing red or white, so he can't clear the board. You know, if you're playing Sultai, no sweepers in those colors. So he's going to play the Talrand here. And I imagine he'll just Artful Dodge his 7/7. Make a token and bring me down to 8. Seems to be what, you know, is likely. And yeah, it looks like that's what's going to happen. But now he's tapped out, so unless he has a land play for turn, which doesn't look like he does, then he's just dead in the air. Because he's only got 1 blocker. And I've got 8 power across 3 bodies. So, yeah, he's tapped out. Might as well block here. You know, I guess that's a concession on his part. He's going to take me to 8, but not going to do the trick. You know, always scared of the 100 card fat stacks, though. You know, be aware. But we don't need to do anything here. We just need to turn everybody sideways. I'll just bring the 3 flyers. So you can block one of the Cormorants. But he's still taking 5. So yeah, honestly, deck feels really good. feels a lot better than the Cloud Shift version with the 6 drops, I gotta say. Still drew a bit of extra mana that game, which is pretty strange considering that I'm playing 22 land. But overall, I think the deck plays really well. The Cormorants are surprisingly good. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you for another episode tomorrow.